Welcome. You're listening to 27 Degrees SAG. I'm your host, Kimla Lowe. I'm an astrologer, a feng shui consultant, a psychic medium. I do light resonance healing as well. And I also have set up a wonderful referral network. If you are in the need to have a sacred space anywhere on the planet, you can get a hold of me and we will do our best to find you a referral. And that is sensitive to feng shui and also for your budget and for your needs. So we can do that. And we are the luxury low team with Caldwell Banker, and that is Premier Properties right here in Ormond Beach, Florida. So we've had lots of wonderful, happy stories of people moving from all over. And it would be my pleasure, and also my husband, Bill, to service you, answer any questions that you have. That's a crazy market, isn't it? It's been nuts. Yeah, it's been nuts. But he will yeah, he'd be more than happy to sit down with you, and I'd be more than happy to hook you up with wherever you want to move to and really set up your sacred space. So that's a service that we also offer. If you would like a reading with me, everybody says, how do I get a hold of you? You can just go to my website. It's Kimla Lowe, LOWE.com. Very easy. I have a half hour, I have hour sessions, I have local sessions, I have remote sessions, and you can choose the package of your choice, and we can go from there. I also do Chinese astrology. If you have never had your chart configured the way the Chinese do it, it's really enlightening. It's very, very different from anything you've ever experienced. And even seasoned astrologers, when I do their Chinese timeline and their chart for them, they are like, wow, that was the best thing I've ever had done. So if you are kind of getting a little bored with Western astrology, sidereal or Vedic, you may want to definitely come aboard and check out a new way, a new interpretation of a beautiful timeline that contains elements, and it really is necessary, especially if you are redecorating, if you're building, if you're moving, if you are going to be getting a new business online, or in a brick and mortar store. These are the kinds of things that can really give you the edge. Even using feng shui is responsible for a third of your life. Yeah, it can really alter a third of your life. So think about that. People say, well, is this pill going to cure me, or this exercise program, is this going to make me lose weight? Well, feng shui is definitely there to change a third of your life, and to align that and to make you more successful and abundant. So here we go. We are having this fabulous August that's approaching. It is August 3rd right now. I want to say hello to everybody coming into the chat room. And we're going to have free readings. Yes, we are. We're going to have free readings. We're going to have a lot of fun talking about some different topics tonight. So I wanted to, first of all, say that we had this amazing triple play happening in the universe, and it was Mars, Uranus, and also the North Node. And every time I write some content, whether it is on social media or for publication, what happens is that I listen to all of these other astrologers, and they're picking up my content. I know it happens all the time. So I really want to, I really want to make you a little savvy in astrology, and knowing that what you usually hear is very, very general. It's extremely geared towards your rising sign, um, based on your rising sign, very loosely for your sun and your moon sign. But do yourself a favor and get yourself a personalized reading, because that personalized reading it's going to pinpoint exactly how to use these new energies that are coming through, especially this triple conjunction. So we have had Mars, which is the drive. It's the male energy, it's the yang, it's what gets you up in the morning, how to put your ideas into manifestation. It's really, hi Ivy, how are you? It is really that particular planet that really gets us going, gets us inspired as well. Now, that particular planet was sitting on top of Uranus, which is the rebel. It is such an independent, creative, inventive, um, and very futuristically planned. It is made for the future, for group activity, for social commitments, and also um, for surprising shocks, surprises, shake, rattle, and roll. Um, Uranus is one of those planets that, there's never a boring time when Uranus is hanging around making, a big entrance on stage. Well, you can imagine we've got three people, and they're people, they're planets, and they're arm in arm, and they're like, coming up on stage, and they're presenting themselves like they have never presented themselves. And guess when the last time this has happened? 2,300 years ago. This is a big deal. This is a big deal. It's still in effect right now. Where is it in your chart? How is it showing up for you? We've got the North Node as one of the trio as well. These three musketeers are here for you, and they are going to definitely put you on a new journey. The North Node is our north compass. If you were to say, okay, where am I headed now? What's going on? I've got this choice, I've got that choice. Am I on the right path? What is going on? These particular planets all get together, arm in arm, and said, look, this is how we're getting you into the future. This is how we're going to help you step by step. And where all of these three are showing up in your personal chart, what house it's showing up in. And each house has an area of your life, whether it is your work, or whether it is your health, whether it is your house, real estate. We could just go through all of the houses, but actually, you really need to have your particular chart. And if you don't, I'll send you one for free. I will send you one so you can follow along with us, and so you will know exactly what's going on. So we have got the North Node, and the North Node is sandwiched between Uranus and Mars. And, with this North Node, it's like, okay, we're going through the future, whether you like it or not. And this is how we're going to do it. We're going to do it forcefully. We are going to make things happen that you can't get out of, or make things happen that will stop you in your tracks and say, you've got to wait. You're supposed to take a U-turn right here, or make a left turn right here, or you're supposed to stay and you're supposed to dig in deep. These are the kinds of things where the indicators come from the energy of the universe. And this is why it is so important that we honor that 27 degrees Sag mark in our particular chart, because that's where the information from source is coming from the universe. So where is that in relationship, is it forming an angle? Is it forming a trine? Is it opposing? Is it a square? What's going on with this triple conjunction? Because Saturn is also on the other side of this trio and it is opposing. So it's saying, you know what? We've got to get into the future, but we've got to do it properly, step by step. We're not going to leap off a building. We're not going to take a big risk. We're not going to draw the full card right now in Tarot. What we're doing is we are making this wonderful new foundation that we are going to be responsible for. And there's what do we have? The only thing we have is our resources, our information, and ourselves, our intuition, our psychic ability. This is what's going to be tuning in, really revving up. And now, today, August 3rd, Mars is just taking 1 degree ahead of the bunch. So Mars is like, all right, we gave you the picture, we gave you a hint, and now let's start rocking and rolling, taking one step forward. We also have something else that's happening today that's really amazing. Mercury, the planet of communication and commerce, Mercury has just entered Virgo. Oh, this is heaven on earth if you are into the details, reading, writing, publishing. If you are into any type of cleaning, rearranging, organizing, self sacrificing. You may be doing some wonderful good deeds for your friends, for your family, or you may just say, you know what? I need to do this for myself because I have been pushing everybody else. And now it's time for me to say, hey, I'm in the details too. There's a couple of details that I missed about myself that I really need to address. So these are the kinds of things that you're going to be doing. But I must tell you that Mercury in Virgo has you saying, how do I clean up the mess I've made? How am I going to help clean up the mess you've made or the universe has made? We need to make a plan. We need to take broom in hand. I don't want to say you're going to be flying out there on a broom, but maybe you are. But we're going to be saying, all right, we need to clean this up. You know what? What if we've got debt, we've got clutter that is stopping us from moving forward in our feng shui. We've got old relationships that we've been carrying around on our backs for a very long, long time. We may even have multi generational blockages, fears, trapped trauma that we need to dump, we need to get rid of, we need to clean it up. We need to realign ourselves for the future. This is what the North Node is saying. Uranus is there to give you new technology, to give you a new age way in how to do this. We just had a wonderful guest on the show. Her name is Sandra Coos, and she has a fabulous way of getting to the Akashic records and getting through some of the things that just may be laying in your subconscious that you don't even know about in order to break through maybe some contracts that you have had or some vows or some belief patterns that have been handed down to you that are really stopping you. This is no time to stop. This is no time to stop. This is the time to go. This is the time to really speed up. This is the time to take a moment and really, get to the details. What exactly? Don't just tell me you want abundance in your life. We all want abundance in our life, but what makes it personal to you? Not just what makes it personal to you. Is it your bank account at a certain number? Or perhaps your house is, on the water or up in the mountains, or, surrounded by the elements that you want to be surrounded in. But you must Tell the universe what the details look like. Is it a one story? Is it a two story? Does it have a pool? How many bedrooms do you want with that house? Your relationship. Are you wanting somebody to share your lessons with? Sometimes we're at a point in our lives where our relationships are something that are personal with ourselves, which means that you don't need to be totally connected to another person in partnership in order to learn the lessons that you need to learn for having relationships with other people. You may have to observe people. You may have to have a working relationship. You may have to have a relationship with yourself first before you can even get into partnership with someone else. You may have to go through a very deep healing. You may need a partnership with another person. You may need it to be exclusive. You may need it, to be open. You may need those particular types of relationships to learn the lessons that you need at this time to go forward in your life. But if you're wanting to know that and you wanting to have that, very special partnership, um, make the details known. Look into your heart. The heart is something absolutely fabulous. We're going to be talking about that as we're going through August, because we're leading up on August 8th for the Lion's Gate. And, Leo the Lion, and that's what August is all about. And I'm sure you've heard about this portal that opens up, and it's called the Lion's Gate. And what happens literally is it's almost like a combination lock. And when these particular numbers, frequencies, vibrations, they all line up, it unlocks a very important portal for the sign of Leo. And that is what is ruled by the sun. And we are having this huge journey right now that we are traveling through the photon belt that we've never done before. And the sun is emitting this huge amount of solar activity, which is really going to make this particular journey, when this portal opens up, something that you need to find your heart. Leo rules the heart. You need to get in touch with the heart. And sometimes, and this can be happening to a lot of people right now, because once you incorporate this new particular vibratory rate that is so, it's vibrating at such a high level that you may have heart problems, you may have palpitations, you may say, oh my gosh, I need to sit down. Am I having an episode here? What is happening? You may wake up with the center of your heart chakra emitting a lot of emotions that you have not felt for a very long time. You may be just driving down the street and feeling sad, or feeling alone, or you may be feeling overwhelmed with things that are happening in your life. And this is directly connected to this particular portal. Also, there is something that needs to be said here, because when we do connect to our hearts, and this is like the Wizard of Oz, right? But when you do connect to the heart, the lion, especially in the Wizard of Oz, he wanted his courage. And that is one thing that is ruled by Leo. Sometimes, and if you really, get really low, and we all do, we all have those moments of doubt. We all have those moments that we're thinking, oh my gosh, you know, what is my value? Why am I here? What am I doing? What I'm doing isn't working. Nobody's happy. Um, I haven't been happy for a long time. You may be feeling that there's there's just no way you're going to get out of the situation that you're in, and you lose your courage. Yep, you lose your courage. And with this particular portal, it is going to pump you up with so much courage and so much support from the universe that what you want to manifest, what you have been dreaming about, working on, what you want for your family, what you ultimately want for yourself, it's going to connect with the heart, and it is going to give you the courage to try. It's going to give you the courage to go into the future. It's going to give you the courage if you have not been successful in change, okay? Or if you have not been successful in updating, upgrading, lightening up, because we're taking in so much energy at this time. If you're carrying around a lot of dense material, if you're living in a dense vibratory rate, whether it is your city, whether it is in your structure, whether you have dense, lower vibratory um, relationships around you, this is a fine time to get the courage. Use that courage to break away, start again. Put that foundation underneath your feet so you can go forward. This is exactly what we have been given, a gift. It truly is a gift. I'm going to be talking a little bit not only about this wonderful vibe that the sun is in Leo right now in August, but Leos love to do everything on a large scale. Now, Mercury, the planet of commerce and the planet of communication, has just gone into Virgo. Virgo doesn't operate on a large scale. Virgo's like, no, we're going to go, inch by inch, and we're going to look at all the little details. So, guess how this is going to balance out? This is fabulous energy. This is going to say, you know what? I can't lose here. I've got Mercury's looking out for all the details, looking at the fine print for me. When I get these grand ideas that I want to move forward with something, Mercury's going to be right on your shoulder and it's going to say, hey, look, I want to go there too, but let's check it out first. Let's see what the numbers look like. Let's see what the fine print really looks like. And this is a great time if you're looking to do something that you do need legal counsel on. Because after Mercury goes into Virgo, it's going to be going into Libra. Libra rules um, it rules justice. It rules um, attorneys. It rules the court system. They're very diplomatic. So this is when you set everything up. You go over the details. This is, Mercury is going to be in Virgo for about 6 weeks. Now, I have to tell you, this is something that's happening in August. I'm going to give you the heads up on this because everybody should know. And that is that I was talking about how Mars is skipping ahead right now, and Mars is in Taurus. And Mars in Taurus is saying, "Hey, come on, we got to get this going. We've lagged too long. We've sat in the mire too long. We've doubted ourselves. We've tried to hang on to the old way, and all of a sudden, Mars is like, "Now, man, we're moving. We're going to get lighter. brighter, and we're going into Gemini. And actually, Mars is going to be going into Gemini on the 20th of August. Now, when this happens, this is crazy, but Mars usually stays in a sign for about 4 weeks. All right. And I know this is going to just blow you away, but Mars is going to be in Gemini for 8 months. What? What? I mean, Gemini rules, it's the sign of the twins. It rules opening up another location, or doing something with another person, building partnerships, doing a duet together. This is remarkable. And also, it rules communication. So we are going to see new ways of communicating. There's going to be new inventions coming out. There's going to be these types of things. There's going to be probably new satellites for our broadcasting that's going to be debuted. Phones, communication for the computer. All of this is going to happen during that time because Mars takes a retrograde and then comes back again. So if you're a Gemini out there, if you have Mars and Gemini for your birth sign, oh, whoa, you're going to reign. I mean, just put a crown on your head and you're going to be very, very busy. I love it. I got to tell you, any Gemini, if you have your moon in Gemini, if you have your sun, if you have your rising in Gemini, wow, are you going to be busy? You're going to be really busy. And I mean, you may be traveling, you may be just flitting here and there and everywhere. And you also may be um getting together with, and I want to say getting together on a business with, family members, brothers, sisters, uncles, cousins. You may be having this particular gathering with the family, and they're going to be talking about what we can do or what we can put into play as a family business or a trust, or perhaps doing something that, because we can all get on the same page easier than, incorporating people that have never done anything before. Also, the really fun thing about Gemini is their sense of humor. Oh my goodness. If you're a stand up comedian, you are going to be busy. You are going to be um, coming across and being booked. This is going to be in vogue, by the way. So if you're an agent out there and you're wondering, what act am I supposed to book or I'm supposed to promote right now? It's going to be the funny stuff. The real funny stuff. It's going to be light. It's going to be airy. Watch out, because Geminis love to chit chat. They like to gossip. They like to draw in facts from all over the place, and they like to share those facts. Gemini rules short publications. So if you are thinking of vlogging or blogging or a short magazine, that this is huge. This is going to be the way of the future. I feel like I just saw that TikTok was venturing out into. They know what's coming up. People are using astrology in their businesses. I can't tell you how many people call me for advice. It's just amazing. So yeah. So if you are wondering, how can I incorporate this into my life, I would love to show you how and where it's going to be coming up. So that is huge. I mean, that is like a huge, huge move. That's even bigger, I want to say, than the Lion's Gate opening. We also have Venus going into Pluto going into Leo at the full moon on August 11th. This full moon is going to be exactly the opposite of Leo, which is Aquarius. So we've got a wonderful surprise coming up on August 11th. So circle that day. I always say when a full moon comes up, and that happens to be a Thursday, uh, Wednesday, Wednesday, the masculine energy receives that full moon vibe. And then on the full moon, which is Thursday, the feminine receives it. I have been tracking this for 30 years, and men feel it the day before. So, all you men out there, if you find yourself, you know, um, taking advantage of vices or drinking or or having an emotional conversation with your loved one, or you know just having a surprising event happening, this is the time that the masculine really gets charged by that particular full moon. The feminine, of course, receives it on the day of the full moon. And that's when, everybody gets emotionally on the full moon actually penetrates and is fully charged, in other words, fully charged. So the sun has fully charged that moon. It's going to be in Aquarius. It's really going to be something that I want to say is going to, the more unique you are, the more off the beaten track you want to explore, the better off that particular full moon is going to be for you. Technically as well. Um, I also think that this particular full moon, we've got, Uranus is the ruler for Aquarius. So Uranus is going to be saying, you know what? I really want to do some shake, rattle, and rolls here. I really want to shake this planet up. And it's been coming. Now, there's been some earthquakes, there's been some huge fires, there has been some really devastating things, but I feel like around that particular full moon there's really going to be some type of an event that has to do with the earth changing. There could be a volcano, there could be something that comes up like a hurricane, or there could be something that is really going to mark that particular time. Full moons make the tides come in, and they're higher, and the percentage of rainfall is higher. This is going to be something that's really out of left field. It could be like, we haven't even gone into a hurricane season yet, but weather is going to be there. So if you're going to be traveling around that time, you might have some delays. You might have something that you really do need to keep your eye on. It could come from anywhere, actually, because that's exactly what Aquarius wants to do. It wants to throw in the surprise element for us so that it keeps us off balance. It keeps us, so we kind of stay on our toes, so that we use our intuition in order to make the next move. Hi, Phil. How are you? Hi, Amy. How are you? Thanks so much for coming along, Mr. Bill. And Sheila. Hello, Sheila. So good to have you here. So good to have you here. I want to get into um, August, but I also want to get into the heart. And we talked a little bit about the heart and how important the heart is as an organ for this particular time in August, and just for Leos in general. I want to talk to you about, there's two specific things that get a little confused. So I was running across this and I said, gosh, I think I'm going to talk about this because there is something called memory cell, and then there's something called cell memory. And a lot of people use them, inappropriately. So I kind of want to go through what that actually is, and I'm going to use the heart as an example. However, memory T cells, that, and I'm not a medical student, so I'm going to preface that right now. Always, always check with your doctors for any type of medical information. But I hope this gets you a little bit interested in perhaps looking it up, doing the research, and finding out what exactly this means. But memory T cells, and why are they important to know about? They carry the ingredients to fight off viruses, any type of pathogen, or anything that perhaps goes into the body inappropriately, or if you've been given any type, even when you get a shot into your knees, or a gel shot or something like that, cortisone, anything like that. What we want is, we want to find out, and you can go ahead and ask your doctor and get this information on your own. But we want to have, there's specific numbers, and he'll tell you all about that because everybody's different. But there's specific numbers that it's important that you have enough memory T cells, so that your body can remember and to fight off specific invading things. And this also has to do with foods that you're eating, or perhaps you go traveling and you've picked up a parasite, and these types of things. These are something that you really need to boost up, know that you're lacking in it, or sometimes if you have an immune uh, compromised system, you may want to learn about the memory T cells that you have. Now, on the other side of the fence, what is cell memory? Well, cell memory, how everybody says, oh, it's just like riding a bike. If you've been off a bike for a long time, you always remember how to ride a bike, right? Well, your memory cells um, is, and this is really amazing. Um, but in the role of your cellular memory, um, there's an abstract thought to this, and this is what's interesting. Um, your cellular memory isn't, people think, oh, um, it's just in specific things in your body, whether it's your nuclei, or in your cell itself. But actually, it lives in our organs, it lives in our blood, our RNA, our DNA, and every little bit of our personality, of everything that we have experienced in many, many, many lifetimes, generations, um, things that we have learned, goes into our particular makeup, our DNA, our system. And so I thought it was very interesting during this particular time of Leo, um, of bringing up the fact that your belief systems, your personality, your likes, your dislikes, your habits, um, the foods that you like, it even comes down to the gifts that you've been given, whether you have the gift of many languages, whether you have the gift of song, whether you have the gift of dexterity. These kinds of things are what makes you unique. Now, when we talk about this abstract part of it, I want to just kind of give you some information regarding heart transplants and what happens when you take on another organ or a blood transplant as well. Or when you sign up at the motor vehicle, when you get your driver's license, and they ask if you want to be an organ donor. And you think to yourself, well, yeah, I want to be a good guy. I want to help that person if that person, needs a kidney or needs a liver or whatever that is. But what goes into the doing a transplantation? What goes into that? Um, and the studies that they have found is that personality changes following a heart transplant, which have been reported for decades now that they've been doing this. Um, and including accounts of recipients acquiring the personality characteristics of their donor. 4 categories of personality changes are discussed: changes in their preferences, alterations in their emotions, their temperament, modifications of their identity, and even memories of their donor's life. This is just amazing to me that you could have a transfusion and have this transfer of cellular memory um, into your own body, um, about your DNA memory, your RNA memory, even coming down to protein, your protein and your buildup of your particular system goes into this. Um, the neurological memory, energetic memory. This is something that really is something to be considered. Um, and when I talk about this, I talk about the absolute magic that we have now, that doctors can do these wonderful things if you do need to have this done, and you do need to have these particular organs to get you know to get to get to the to get to the end, right? And to live a full life again until, it's your time to go. But what I'm saying is that for your particular heart, your blood, that's your source of your blood, and it pumps through your particular heart chakra. And if you are in touch with your heart and your love center, and you have sovereign of your body, please take all of this into consideration. Okay, this is your responsibility. Take it into consideration. Exactly, your blood could save a person's life, absolutely. So could your organs. But no, or someone maybe giving that to you. But know that there are consequences, repercussions, experiences that now have been tracked for decades about um, switching, changing, incorporating DNA, from someone else. Just so you know this. But during this particular time, pumping up your heart full of love, and if it is in your particular giving nature that you would like to give blood to perhaps our blood banks, or if you are the one that carries the universal type O, that we need for wartime, or soldiers, or during the pandemic, and your blood is clean and you want to do that, I just recommend that you pump it up with love. And before you send it out, just don't go in there with your arm, go, yeah, 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 take it, take it, take it. Even if you're in bad mood, or, something's going on, pump it up give it a good gift to someone. Just like we bless our food. If you're really going to do that for someone, have a responsible heart in order to send that imprint out. All righty. Wow. Okay. Let's see. We've got okay. We've got some people in the chat room that perhaps want a little reading. So if you want me to answer your questions, put them in the chat now. I'd be more than happy to do that. We've got Sheila. She says, at this point in time, everything seems to be falling into place for me, even during constant changing. Any thoughts on this? And if this love and happiness I'm feeling is going to continue? I feel so spiritually free, and I've never had this like this before, and I love it. I love you, Miss Kimla. You continue to teach me so much. Thank you. Oh, what a blessing you are, Sheila. Let's take a look for Sheila. That was so nice. That was so lovely to post. I may not get everybody's questions that are coming through, so let's take a little look for Miss Sheila. She's on a good roll. I have to say one thing, and that is that I know Miss Sheila. I know her sun sign. And it just happens that Jupiter is in her sun sign right now, bringing her lots of abundance, joy, and happiness. So we have Jupiter, actually, that's going to be going into retrograde all the way back into Pisces in December. And then it's going to be going back into Aries again. So that may have something to do with it. Oh, I love these cards. You were thinking about okay. So you're thinking about, should I stay or should I go? Should I stay or should I go? I'm hearing you're taking a trip. Something better is on the line. Yes, you are going to be taking a trip. It's not what you had thought, but you are. And the answer is yes, it is coming. And there's something coming up. I want to ask you if you are going to be taking some kind of a class. I don't know if you know how to read the tarot or any kind of card reading as well. But if you are, I have a feeling that you're going to be dazzling a lot of people with the way that you connect to the tool of the cards. So if you have your favorite deck of cards, or perhaps you want to know how to expand your intuition and your psychic abilities, they're saying to me, you need to meditate and then pick up your cards. And a lot of times we like to wrap them in silk, like a silk scarf, and put them under our pillows so that it really connects with the crown chakra that really rules our intuition and our psychic ability. But I feel that there is either a class or something coming up for you that perhaps you are going to absolutely blossom, and it's going to be fabulous for you. And you're also protected while you're doing this. So if you get the notion to give messages yourself, this is the time to do it. I also feel like if you are adopting a new nutritional diet or regimen, that this is going to add to the light and love, and the amount of the light and love you have the ability to carry. So there you have it, my dear. You're taking a trip. You're taking a trip, and you're going to be really blossoming in your intuition. All right, let's answer one more here. Well, how much time do we have? Oh, we got lots of time. Okay. Mr. Phil, what specific method will heal my second sacral chakra money block? Oh, yeah. You've got calcification there. Literally, Phil. You've got like calcification um, in your second chakra. That's your creativeness as well. That's your creativity, um, your ability to really birth a new you. Also, I just feel like there's some debris of a couple of lifetimes back when perhaps, um, yeah, yeah, that's what they're saying to me. When perhaps you were birthing you experienced being a female, and that particular time closed down, wasn't able to manifest. So it's kind of like you've carried this for a couple lifetimes now, and I feel like sometimes you may need to go into your Akashic records and kind of release that, so that that's not holding you back, because it's almost like you do everything you're supposed to do to manifest, and you still feel like there's a rock there or something, and you just can't like get over it. But if you want to work with Sandra Coos, she was just on the show last time. She's fabulous. She's fabulous. Um, and also, I feel like you had taken a vow. I feel like you were a scribe. They're showing me you were a scribe in perhaps a monastery. I see this. This is beautiful. I don't know if you like Italy at all, but they're showing me like the mountains of Tuscany, Italy. And during this particular time, it was your job to write things down. They call it a scribe. And during this particular time, it was almost like your creativity, you were very structured in what you could write, and you wanted to do more. You wanted to write your own things. You wanted to change some things. You wanted to get creative with being a scribe, and they wouldn't let you. And so you kind of shut that down. So one thing I think that you can do right now, tonight, that you can do is you can get a little journal, or you can start writing. And don't even worry about what you're going to write. Just close your eyes, and as you go through your chakras, when you get to the root chakra up to the sacral chakra, when you get to that particular level, pen in hand, and just start writing whatever that comes forward for you, because what that does is it builds up your creativity. And what it does is and you want to use your hands. You don't want to type on a computer. You want to write. And what that does is starts to dissolve that blockage. Okay, you want to picture the color orange, and you want to have that wheel spinning, and you want to just start writing. Just just start writing. You can doodle. Yep. You can start doodling. You don't have to write words. They're telling me that you can just, you can go back and forth. You can do whatever you want to do. But what that's going to do is start that dissolving of that calcification of the second chakra. How do you check and see if it's spinning right or not? You can always use a pendulum, and you can see, if it's going in the right direction for you. If it is still stuck there, and the pendulum will just go back and forth, or just will stay still. Once you have that staying still like that, you may have to go back into some multi-generational work that's a little bit deeper, and we'll get you back on the right track for that. But this Mars and Gemini is going to help you. That's going to help you a lot. Hello. Okay. Hello, Shauna. Is it Shauna? Hello, Shauna. How are you? Thanks so much for joining in. I don't see that there's any other questions. If you have a question, I'd love to give you a little message. Okay, here's a new message. Hello. Wow, thank you. You're the best. Oh, Phil, you're the best. I'm so glad that you're here in the chat room and that I love the support. I really do. Thank you. Thank you very, very much. So we have this wonderful month coming at us in August. And we also have a little bit of feng shui I want to talk to you about. So there is a formula in feng shui, and it's called the flying stars. And the different numbers go around. And I just want to say, in the Bagua itself, in the month of August, I just want to give you a little bit of a heads up. And that is that all of the stars have flown back into place of the annual stars for 2022. What does that mean? Well, it means that the the challenging stars are really fierce, and the abundant stars are unbelievable. So, if you would like to go through and if you would like a wonderful Chinese reading from me, you can get a hold of me and we'll combine it all. How's that? I'll talk really fast if you want a 30-minute, or we can really cover a lot in an hour. But what I would really like to just kind of bring into the show. I know I've done it many times, but this is called a pagoda. This is a Chinese symbol. It's packed with power, and it has Chinese symbols around the top of it. What it does is it radiates a type of energy that provides protection. You can fill it up with salt, you can fill it up with sand, you can fill it up with water, but I really feel as though a solid is really more of the element that we need right now. But this particular pagoda you can get at uniquefengshui.com. You can get it at worldoffengshui.com. You can get it in a lot of different places. I put mine on a block, just like that, and it goes in the center of the home. And what it does is this particular pagoda, what it does is it protects the entire sacred space. It protects your solar plexus. It also, when this particular lion's gate opens up and you want to use this particular sacred energy that's coming in from the universe, this is going to keep out any type of lower entities, vibratory rates, just any kind of challenges are going to be neutralized, right, when we have this particular pagoda. So please, if you don't have one, get on the rush. You can probably find them on Amazon if you'd like as well. And any of you out there, I just want to say one thing. Any of you out there like me, being an Elvis fan, rush out and see the new movie if you can. I'm a total fan, and congratulations to Austin Butler for a job well done. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. And I'm just so happy. So let's go away with a card for everybody tonight. The card I've just pulled for everyone tonight is Ask Your Angels. Don't forget you have a guardian angel. You're never alone. You have a guardian angel, and you can call in and give permission to all of the angels to come in and to guide you and to be with you and to give you messages. Absolutely. To give you feathers and coins. Just ask for a message. Sometimes you will even see You'll go into a store and there'll be a statue of an angel. It's amazing. But use your tribe out there, pass along the wonderful, heartfelt love that you have, and exchange it with your tribe, and just do something random and nice for somebody that you don't even know. All right. Remember, it's all about the details. Mercury's in Virgo. Until next time, may the angels protect you and guide you. Good night, everyone.